Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kim and the SAV, Kim out of Savannah, Georgia, of BetterBodyCrew.com. What's going on, IG? What you doing, little boy? So listen, guys, first of all, I'm going to, giving a semi-late start to the day. Hey, what's going on? I'm going to take my shot of NutriBurst with you. Have you had your burst today? Have you had your burst today? Have you had your burst today? Ooh ah, ooh ah. I got my diamond shot glass that I love to do. Makes me feel pretty. And I have my NutriBurst, right? We're going to shake that up. Liquid life, liquid gold right here. What's going on, Aisha? All right. And then I want to share something with you guys that I heard from my tax accountant. She has a YouTube channel that I'm in love with because it's real stories from real people and y'all need to get with it. Okay. So here we go. Son, please don't hit me. Oh, y'all like that, don't y'all? Y'all like that, don't you? Who had their birthday? Cheers, IG. Cheers, FB and YouTube. Okay, take it to the head. Yeah. Okay. That's good stuff right there. Hit me in the back of the throat right there. I almost choked. All right. No, not you, love. Not you. All right, so guys, listen, let me know where you're dialing in from, and we're going to get into it. I really want to share this with you because I have to tell you, Candy B and I were, thank you. Candy B and I were talking, and we were discussing, there's a lot of people right now that are very upset because they're wanting the second stimulus check. And I heard this line where somebody was just like, oh, they're playing with our lives. Congress is playing with our lives. The president and Congress are playing with our lives. And I just, that possessive, what is it? What is that? That possessive word, our. Right, it's our lives. So who should be in control of our lives? Us. Not the president, not Congress. Trust me, they got their stuff together, okay? They know what they're doing. But we can't be in a position to where we're waiting on a second stimulus check to get things done. We definitely should be in a position to where if one job is not working for us, then we look toward another job, because I told you guys my experience with that. Two wrongs don't make it right. And especially if you're a female, especially if you're a single mom, you're really shooting yourself in the foot when you try to get two jobs to make ends meet, because who's going to watch your kid while you're at that second job? Half the time, the second job, which is going to be at a lower pay rate normally than the full-time job, the part-time job is, half the time, more than half the time, really, your income that you get from that second job is going to go toward paying the babysitter. Son, you cannot come and smack on them Skittles right in my ear like that. You got to be kidding me.
That better?
Yes, thank you. But that second job's income, whatever you make from that, it's not going into your household. Half the time it's going in to pay the babysitter who's watching your kids while you're at the second job. And now what you've effectively done is outsource all the best parts of parenting and spending time with your children, time that you can't get back. You've outsourced that to other people. So now when you come home from working two jobs, you're upset, you're tired, you don't know anything about your children, and you still are wondering, where the heck is the money that I planned on having to help me make ends meet, which was the whole reason why I took the second job in the first place. So let me tell you guys, and let me tell you something too. For those of you who have a job and you love your job, I'm meeting fewer and fewer people with every single day that passes. I'm meeting fewer and fewer people like that. Fewer people that say, I have a job and I love my job. So for those of you who are in that boat, if your idea is like, oh, I'll just get a raise, even 2 income homes, I want you to hear this story. This is why I love my tax specialist. She shares real stories like I do, right? I want you to hear this story that she shared about a couple who got a raise and how much the raise cost them, okay? We're going to talk about it. Okay.
And I just want to share this with you guys in the audience because I think it's so imperative for people to understand how beneficial having a home-based business, being in the network marketing industry is. I had a couple that came to me last January, and they'd gotten a pay increase. So both of them got a new job. one made $85,000 a year. The wife made $55,000 a year. Combined, that was $140,000, and they'd gotten a $35,000 pay increase. So they wanted to know how much money they were going to end up paying in taxes to make sure that come year end, they didn't get hit hard with taxes. So we determined out of the $35,000 pay increase, they were only keeping $13,000 of that money. They were actually having to pay $22,000 extra in taxes. And so while they were there, you know, because I love network marketing, like I think everybody should be in some sort of network marketing company. And I think you should be buying from your friends and your family instead of buying from Walmart and Amazon or Costco, right? So I said, well, you know, what if we did away with the $55,000 a year and we just kept the $85,000? Because so many families, I think right now, would be so much better off if one of the spouses could stay at home and take care of the children and be with them every single day. That's what I've had the luxury of. I was at home for 10 years, but my husband has been a stay-at-home dad for the last 9.5 years, and I would not trade anything for that because I always have someone at home. One of us is always at home with them. And so I said, what if we did away with the $55,000, kept the $85,000? Where would you be? We determined that the $55,000 a year paycheck was only increasing their take home by $1,800 a month.
Wow.
So $1,800 a month, $21,000 a year. They're paying an extra $34,000 a year for her to go to work, go to Starbucks every day to get coffee because she needs caffeine to work, have another vehicle, pay for lunches going out, not being too tired to come home every afternoon and cook dinner. So when you add it all up, there's not a whole lot left. And so I said, you know, while you're here, let me figure it for you. And we determined that if she just made an extra $1,000 a month, did away with her $55,000 a year paycheck, made $1,000 a month in some sort of home-based business, there would be at least $25,000 worth of expenses. See, that's what most people don't understand. It's like you don't have to make a lot of money in the network marketing space. You just have to attempt to earn an income. Yeah. And by doing that, you're able to redirect your living expenses on things you're already spending today. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has internet. Everybody has a roof. Most everybody has a roof over their head, right? So you've got office supplies. You buy a new phone. That can, all of those things, business use of your home. You can hire your kids. You can write off your travel, your meals, your vehicles. All of those can become a tax deduction the minute that you decide that you are attempting to earn an income in some sort of company. Yeah. And so once that happens, there's at least $25,000 a year that I see that you're already spending money on that now becomes a tax deduction, including things like continuing education, the book that Larry and Taylor just finished writing. So now, guess what? The $1,000 a month that those people are making, that's $12,000 a year, offset the $25,000 worth of expenses. That's a loss on paper. And I do want to say on paper, it's not like they spent extra money. Right. It's just on paper. Now they can offset that $13,000 extra loss against his income or any other income, meaning that he can keep more of his hard-earned money. And for those of you men out there who are saying your wife doesn't make enough money and she's losing money on paper, you need to think about what's happening because she's actually allowing you to now keep more of your hard-earned money, and she was going to spend that money anyway. Now it's tax deduction for you. So at the end of the day, like, it's just eye-opening, and it was for me as well because it's so eye-opening when you just put it all down on paper and say, well, God, I would be so much better off with my wife or my husband being at home, having a home-based business, saving my own self more of my hard-earned money, and then I could spend more time with my family and do the things that I want to do.
That's right. Very, very.
All right, so let's talk about this right quick. Were y'all writing down those numbers? I hope you were, because this is the thing that people do not get. They don't understand. Hey, cuz Frederick, he said, sounds like a good investment. Well, this is just the tax goal. This is just stuff that is really literally right in front of our faces that we choose not to face every single day. Instead, we rather look other places to meet, the deficit that many of us experience. I did it for years. All right. So what she said in that example, just to recap and kind of sort of walk you through this, and I know because I've lived this. I had a quote, when I was married, my husband had a quote unquote good job. I had a quote unquote decent job. And before we even had the little one over there, we were struggling. How? Some people could say, well, y'all were living above your means. Well, no, there's a lot of people who don't necessarily live above. I mean, we had a nice house, but we lived fairly decently. We didn't take luxurious vacations and have all these designer and name brand things. It's just that and most people ask this question, okay? So internet trolls, don't come at me. But if you know someone, or if you are that person that is asking, where's my money going? How am I making this decent money, but I still am like struggling so hard? Once I started to dig into like how money works and things that, like I said, they're right before us, but we're too busy being broke, hustling, trying to get out of this pit of brokenness that we don't even have time to stop, what I call slow down and speed up, right? And analyze where things are going and where can we better protect the money that we have coming in. And so most of our money goes to taxes. Income taxes, capital gains taxes, state taxes, federal taxes, taxes. I think like the number I heard was 49 cents of every dollar basically goes to taxes in some way, shape, or form. They're going to get you on the front end and the back end, period. Okay, I got to call that person back. Sorry about that, Facebook and YouTube. But they're going to get you on the front end and the back end. So that $40K a year job effectively is reduced down to 20. It's 40 on paper, but it's effectively reduced down to like 20 once you calculate all the taxes you pay, again, on the front end and the back end. And if you do not understand the tax code and how to protect the money that you have coming in, you're going to pay out so much more money than you have to. That's the way it was designed. There is a tax system for the employee only, and there's a tax system for the business owner who employs the employees, or the business owner who is basically like taking risks and doing things to put more to basically help the economy going, help keep the economy going. So there are incentives for business owners. You can get mad because of Trump's tax situation and Amazon and Jeff if you want to, or you can say, wait, how did they do that? How is that legal? And then you can take what they did and apply it to your household, right? So the numbers on this were basically like this. The husband made $85K, the wife made $55K. Together they made $140. But when they got a $35,000 pay increase, that sounds wonderful, right? I've never had a pay increase more than a few cents in my life. So, in corporate, that is. But when they got a $35K pay increase, what OTB Tax found out is that basically they were only keeping $13,000 of that $35,000. $22,000 was going to taxes. Do you see that? Do you get that? So basically, this pay increase was costing them $22K. When they did the math, and you've got to do this and crunch the numbers, what they found is that if the wife stopped working altogether and just stayed at home, started her own business, because her $55K was only helping the household basically $1,800 a month after you calculate what they were paying out in taxes. So 34K. They were paying $34K per year for the wife to go to work. And this is the predicament that many of us find ourselves in. This is why so many of us are like, what the heck am I working for? Okay? All that wife needed to do was just make $1,000 a month in order to get tax benefits that would basically amount to $25,000 for the year when you do your income shifting. And this is the firm that I just hired this year. Love working with them. Can't say enough about them. Super simple, super easy, very organized. Shout out to Marissa, Andy, and Savannah who've been helping me with OTB tax. But guys, just some of the things that they told, I told my team, the people that I work with, I told my team about the webinar that really started me on the path to really looking into locking arms with her. And the webinar is long, but oh, so worth it. Every single person who has watched that webinar has come back to me and said, babe, I need her in my life. And I'm like, told you so. I told you so, okay? A lot of y'all have a home-based business, but you got the wrong person doing your taxes. You got your cousin, you got somebody at H&R Block, you got somebody who, goodness knows, please don't have the person at Liberty. Okay? And those people are for the standard W-2 employee. Nothing wrong with being a W-2 employee, but those are the people that basically be like, okay, it cost this much, and here's your refund. Can you claim anybody's kids? And all that stuff that they do. They're not set up for business owners. A lot of times they'll only like it. Like if you say you're a business owner, because Courtney tells the story of a young lady who came to her and had to have her taxes amended because she had lost like $14,000 was due to her, but she didn't get it because the person who did her taxes was not familiar with how the tax code has been restructured since Trump has been in office. So she only gave her mileage off for the vehicle that she had. But the woman had a new car, not new, like new, but it was new to her. So there's a whole nother depreciation schedule that she was entitled to. Like she was able to depreciate that car with the most depreciation in the first year. But none of that was taken off. Son, watch the marbles. They can't hear me. None of that was taken off. She was only deducting, the tax person was only deducting the mileage, right? But not the depreciation for the vehicle for the first year that she bought it. So it's little things like this that you don't have time to go through the tax code and read all through it. You need to hire a specialist. Guys, let me tell you something. If you want to make your life easier, go and find people that specialize in certain areas and then outsource those areas of your life to them and work with them so that you can maximize their expertise, which is always it's either going to do two things, which eventually leads to one thing anyway. It's going to save you time and it's going to save you money. I don't care how much they cost. Trust me, whatever you're paying them, it took them years, most times decades, to acquire that knowledge, so they're worth their weight in gold. I'm happy to pay my invoices to OTB tax, which, by the way, they're a tax write-off. So you out here going the cheap route. You got a home-based business, but you're not fully maximizing all of the benefits because you're still using the same tax person that you use since you've been working at the mall. Okay? Retail at the mall. And that person is not familiar with all of the intricacies of being a business owner because they're just into volume, doing taxes really, really fast, really quick, and doing the same thing for everybody, pretty much. So you got a home-based business, but you're not getting all the benefits of it because you're working with someone who doesn't even know all of the benefits of it. Okay, we gotta stop doing things like that, guys. And we gotta stop, basically running faster on a treadmill. Okay, if your job is not working, please do not go out there and get a second job. It's going to make you more tired. I talk to people every single day, who say they want a solution. And half the time, we have to reschedule the phone appointment so many times because they're like, oh, Kim, this is a bad time. This is a bad time. They never have any time. And it's so funny because a lot of people that speak to me are like, hey, Kim, I know you're busy. Well, I am, but I'm not as busy as some of y'all. But then y'all say you want the results that you see that I have. How is that possible? Why do we have this inverse relationship that is so different? How do you have such little time but such a huge money need? And how is my money growing and I have more time than you? I'm more relaxed than you. You got to think about these things. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. To the contrary, that's my point. I'm just like you. I was in the same spot as some of you not that long ago. So how do you flip the script on that? You got to figure it out. And you got to start little by little. You got to start making smarter decisions. Don't just make the money, but protect the money. And then the more that you save the money, now you will have money to invest with. Now you will go from making money as that being the goal, because that's what a lot of people say. I just want to make money. Okay, you sit there and make money. I want to make money multiply. See? Your dollars will go out there and work for you so much better than you can work for them. Because you're only one person and there's only so many hours in the day. But if you learn how to deploy your money into the marketplace and make your money multiply, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. So guys, I hope you found this helpful. I just really want to shift the mindset of some people who are waiting and hoping and praying for the second stimulus. Start to take control of your own life. Don't worry about the White House. Worry about your house, and start to do things in a fashion when you see other people and you're like, how are they doing that? Instead of hating, why don't you learn what they're doing and then apply it to your life so that you can reap those same exact benefits? And if you are in, now OTB Tax, they don't only do network marketing tax, they're not only for network marketers. She has people in all types of industries and professions. So if you want to work with her, reach out. It's OTB Tax. You can Google it. You can go to YouTube and find their stuff. If I am the person who has told you about them and you start working with them, there will be, when you go to do your consultation, there will be a slot that says, how did you find out about us? Or who referred you to us? And then I would appreciate it. I sure would if you put Kimberly Quamina in the blank, okay? That's Quamina. 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 Because contrary to popular belief, Kimberly Prosperity is not my government name, okay? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, do me a favor, YouTube. Please, please, please hit that thumbs up, because that will tell YouTube that this is a good video and they will show it to more people. So if you think this information needs to be shared with people, if you think it's valuable and it may help someone, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. It is free. And IG, follow me. Facebook, hit follow and see first before you leave. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.